Hi, this is Sue Jackson of the Book by Book blog, here with another Friday Reads. This week, my husband and I both jumped into the Big Book Summer Challenge. That's my annual reading challenge that I host on my blog, open to booktubers as well, where the idea is to read books of 400 or more pages. We've all got these books that maybe we've put off, or we're a little intimidated by the size, or just something you've been wanting to read for a long time. Maybe a classic or the latest bestseller. Anyway, the idea is to choose your own books. You only need to read one book of 400 or more pages to participate in the challenge. And you have until early September. You've got the whole summer. So it's very much easygoing like summer. It's at your own pace. You set your own goals. If you want more information about Big Book Summer Challenge, you can check out my video where I also show you the stack of big books that I'm hoping to work my way through this summer. I'll include the link down below, as well as the link to my blog that has all the details. But like I said, it's super easy. So my first big book of the summer that I started this week is End of Watch by Stephen King. So this is the third and final book in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. And I've still got one more book group book to read before both of my book groups go on summer hiatus. So I chose this in part because it's the smallest of the big books in my stack. It's exactly 400 pages. And also because my husband really wants me to finish this trilogy so that he and I can watch season 2 of the Mr. Mercedes TV show together. So I won't say too much about the plot of this book because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But just a quick summary. The first book in the trilogy was Mr. Mercedes. The whole trilogy is about a retired police detective in Ohio named Bill Hodges. And in this first book, there's one case that, even though he's retired, still bothers Bill. And this was someone that the media dubbed the Mercedes Killer. This criminal who they never caught stole a huge Mercedes car and just plowed through a big crowd of people waiting in line for a job fair in the pre-dawn hours. So they never caught the guy. It's always bothered Bill. And now the criminal actually reaches out to Bill with a letter to taunt him for never catching him. And this gets Bill back into the case. Even though he's retired, he starts reinvestigating. So that's what Mr. Mercedes, the first book in the series, is about. The next one is called Finders Keepers, which is the name of the, not officially a PI, but sort of detective agency that Bill and his new partner Holly have opened up. Holly was introduced in the Mr. Mercedes book. She's a very awkward and anxious but brilliant woman. And she's one of my favorite fictional characters. So she and Bill team up to solve crimes. And Finders Keepers is about another case the two of them get involved with. This one, as you can see by the cover, is a literary mystery because it involves a stolen manuscript. So in this one, Bill and Holly are working on that case. And finally, in this third book, End of Watch, there's a series of suspicious-seeming suicides going on in town. And Bill's old partner has kind of an inkling that something might be wrong, and so he calls Bill and gets him involved, but the police officially aren't following up. So Bill and Holly start to look into the cases. Those first two were pretty much straight up mystery thrillers, which is unusual for Stephen King. But this third one does get into a little bit of that classic King creepiness with some supernatural elements. So I am loving it. Like all of King's novels, it is just super gripping and compelling. Just talking about it makes me want to go finish reading it. And on audio, I've started another big book. Yes, audiobooks count for Big Book Summer Challenge too. The one I've just started is The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna by Juliet Graims. This is a book that really made a big splash when it was released in 2019. Got a lot of buzz, and I've been meaning to read it. That's what the Big Book Summer Challenge is all about, getting to those books that you've been meaning to get around to. So this is the story of a woman named Stella who has, during her life, gone through 7 or maybe 8 near-death experiences. Now, the book begins in modern day in Connecticut, where a younger relative is visiting the now elderly Stella, and across the street, her also elderly and now estranged sister Tina. So this younger relative begins telling the story of Stella's life, going back to her childhood in a rural, mountainous Italian village around World War I times when she was born. So that's where the story begins. I'm not very far into it yet. I haven't even gotten to that first death yet, but it's great so far. It's very engrossing. The audio is very well done. It's beautifully written. It's very immersive. You know, I really feel like I'm in that Italian village and, just after World War I. So that's The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna by Juliet Graims, and it's great so far. So that's what I'm reading right now. What are you planning to read this weekend? Please let me know in the comments down below, and remember to look for those links for the Big Book Summer Challenge. I hope you'll join the fun too.